Playgrounds are places of fun and shouldn't really give people the creeps. But then again, there are things that have been seen in playgrounds that really do creep people out. Especially number 1, so stay tuned for that. Here are 10 times people have seen creepy things in playgrounds. With all that said and done, let's begin, shall we? Number 10. The Ritual. Many things very much qualify as creepy things found in playgrounds. Foremost of those will be weird statues and poorly designed slides, but you will see none of these on our list. Today we're going to be focusing on the darkest of the dark, and this first entry surely qualifies as one of them. The photo shows someone standing still in the middle of a playground, which shouldn't be that weird at all, at least until you see standing on a pentagram. You know, one of the symbols usually related to cult activities and devil worship. Looking at it though, it certainly does appear to be real, and the idea that anyone would conduct some sort of evil ritual in the middle of a playground is very disturbing. The way in which the person is standing on the pentagram is also pretty creepy. They look similar to a soldier in a military parade, upright and attentive. Did the photographer accidentally witness a dark satanic ritual happening at that moment, or is it just an elaborate prank to scare residents living near the playground? Number 9. The Haunted Swing. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of happy childhood memories in playgrounds. Even until now, whenever I see an old playground, it brings back those fun old memories. Heck, I even sometimes go to one every now and then and very carefully sit on the swings. I'm a larger guy, so I gotta be sure not to break the chains. If this video is to be believed, then it's not only me who sometimes visits playgrounds years after I've grown up. It seems that even those who have passed away feel this need as well. This video was taken by a man who was taking his family to a playground somewhere in Rhode Island. When they got there, the weather wasn't exactly cooperating, so they decided to stay in the car. They were about to leave when they saw something odd. One of the swings was moving by itself. Now, the weather was bad, so could it be the wind was causing this? That's a perfectly good explanation. Oh wait, actually it isn't, because there's one flaw to it. The other swings in the set weren't moving. A lot of people might believe that children that died suddenly still believe that they're still alive, and that just might be the case here. Number 8. Slenderman. Okay, I was actually a little hesitant about posting this video just because Slenderman is old news. He's old hat. All the rage nowadays is Five Nights at Freddy's and that slick new monster's Siren Head. Though I do want you to decide for yourself whether this is real or not. As 2 boys are being filmed playing basketball, one of them notices a mysterious figure that seems to be watching them from behind a nearby tree. The camera holder quickly turns to see what it is and manages to capture a glimpse of a very tall being with a large white face. The uploader of the clip believes that the figure could actually be Slenderman, the supernatural being that is thought to have originated on the Something Awful forums back in 2009, hence the reason why I doubt the video's authenticity. I mean seriously, I dressed as Slenderman for Halloween at one point. Well, it's more wide Slenderman, but hey. Either way, many people actually do believe that based on sightings of similar creatures that have been reported in many parts of the world for hundreds of years, he might actually be kind of real. Number 7. A giant rat. We're going to take a break from the paranormal for now, but that's not saying that this next entry on our list is less creepy. Playgrounds are meant to be safe and secure places where kids can play without their parents worrying too much. At least that's the general idea. You can make playgrounds safe from accidents and even from unwanted people, but when giant vermin are involved, it's an entirely different story. Gas engineer Tony Smith of London was working on a block of flats when he saw something in a nearby playground that kinda gave him the creeps. A massive rat, measuring 4 feet from head to tail. Fortunately, the rat was already dead when he found it. The rat was so huge that he decided to have his electrician friend pose for a photo with it. Rats grow to this size mainly because they have lots of available food, mostly trash and kitchen waste. Hence, it's normally on landfills and other open dump sites where you see rats this big. Number 6. A Misplaced Shadow. There is very little info about this clip, but then again, what other kind of information do you need? It shows a woman sitting on a bench. She appears to be checking her cell phone as she enjoys the warm sunshine. Right beside her is a book and a bottle of water. The person taking the footage then pans around the playground, possibly looking for something more interesting to shoot, but found nothing in particular, so he went back to shooting the lone woman. The thing is, the woman wasn't alone anymore. This time, a shadow of a person could be seen clear as day at the bottom of the ladder. The problem is, the shadow's caster isn't anywhere in sight. It's easy to say that the person casting the shadow just wasn't in the camera's field of view, but if you look closely, the angle that the shadow was cast doesn't follow the other shadows around it. Some people claim that this is the first ever instance that the fabled shadow person was documented in broad daylight. Number 5. A child's voice. Alright, it's one thing to see shadows or shapes that look like children in playgrounds. Those kinds of occurrences can be easily explained as tricks of the light, or people playing pranks on the other people. Hearing the sounds of children without any verifiable source is an entirely different matter, though. Uploaded by YouTube channel Omni Games, the video shows a group of friends sneaking into a locked playground, probably just to hang out. They weren't ghost hunting or anything, but they did capture something quite eerie. In the video, you can clearly hear the voices of children. At first there was crying, then there was a loud no, followed by even more crying. Now you skeptics out there will point out that the playground is surrounded by houses, and those voices surely came from one of them. The problem with that theory is none of the friends heard them at the time, clearly classifying the voices as EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon. And honestly, if you're so confident about that, why don't you go visit it yourself? Number 4. A mysterious creature. This pretty creepy video was posted to Apex TV's YouTube channel way back in August of 2016, but it still kinda gives me the creeps. According to reports, this was captured in a playground somewhere in Mexico, and it shows some sort of mysterious creature standing on top of the fort. At one point, the creature seems to turn and spot the person holding the camera, and you can see its glowing eyes. It then leaps from the fort and disappears into the night. When this video was first uploaded, it immediately divided the paranormal community. Many believed this video to be real, suggesting that the creature resembled an alien or even the Rake. Others were far more skeptical, citing the strange, almost jerky way in which the beast leaps from the fort as evidence that the video had been edited in some way. While it's probably impossible to know if the video is real or fake, the creature certainly does look menacing, and if there's even a slim chance that this beast might be roaming around out there, then it's probably a good idea to think twice before taking your children to the playground, especially at night. Number 3. The Voices of Fox Ridge Park. Fox Ridge Park in Henderson, Nevada is allegedly haunted by a little boy who was unfortunately killed in a drunk driving incident. The boy apparently likes to play on the swing late at night. According to some witnesses, he liked to swing alone, and if you see him and look him in the eyes, he will quickly turn into a demon and vanish. Quite a scary legend, I must say, but is it just that? A legend? A lot of people seem not to think so, as the park has been a favorite destination of many paranormal investigators looking for evidence of the afterlife. And apparently the little boy in the legend likes to be heard. In this video, a group of paranormal investigators went to Fox Ridge Park to gather evidence on the little boy. Although they didn't get any messages from him, they got more than what they wanted. At one time, they captured a voice saying one of the investigators' name, Mark. 2 more names were heard, Shannon and Michelle. Are these the voices of spirits that are somehow trapped in Fox Ridge Park, or are they just a prank? Who knows. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's pick, which was submitted by a subscriber, shows us something that I personally wouldn't want to see in a playground at night. Find out what it is next with number 2. Black figures. Like many subscriber submissions, I found it very difficult to find any material about today's best pick. But from what I've gathered, it truly makes for a rather creepy story. According to various sources, a man was driving home one night when he passed by an old playground. From the corner of his eye, he said he spotted something weird on the merry-go-round, so he slowed down to investigate. What he saw was several black figures in various places around the merry-go-round. And you know what? Kudos to him for taking the photo. If I were in his place, I would have been out of there faster than you can say ghost. Anyway, the man wasn't sure what those figures actually were. They could have been the very elusive shadow people that paranormal investigators are always looking for. They could also be hooded figures doing some sort of dark ritual. Whatever the figures were, they were enough to make the man go take a different route home, especially at night. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. The creepy kid. You'd fully expect to see kids in the playground, but not at night, and certainly not in the middle of the forest. This truly unsettling video was posted to Horror Adventures YouTube channel back in April of 2018. They claim that they captured the footage while driving around in a forest in an undisclosed location. At the start of the video, you can see that there is a creepy figure rocking back and forth on some sort of swing that looks to be like an old abandoned playground in the middle of the woods. The car then cuts its lights for a second, and when they turn it back on, the person is now standing by a tree. He is not moving at all, clearly oblivious of the car's headlights, which are shining directly at him. The lights turn out once again, and when they turn back on, the figure is nowhere to be seen. They dim again and the figure reappears. This time they're standing much closer to the car. The figure then disappears one final time, and when the lights turn back on, they are standing right in front of the car. They're so close you can see that they're wearing a dark jacket and pants, and an eerie white mask. Then the video abruptly ends. Alright, this could be staged, but fake or not, I'm sure it sends some chills down your spine. Do you have any playground stories? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more chilling videos? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.